This ain't the Arsenio Hall show. Uncle Nino, what a class act.
Yeah.
All right, our third guest up, special treat. He's from WCBS FM 101, Brooklyn's own. Let's give a late night welcome to Joe Causi. How are you? Forget about it.
All right.
Unfortunately, this isn't CBS.
No, it's not.
It's NBC.
How'd you like Uncle Nino, huh?
Uncle Nino's the best.
Do you know I had 4 Uncle Ninos growing up?
Get out of here.
Yeah. And we had 4 of them. They were all Sicilian, and we all lived in blocks of one another. So we had Skinny Nino, we had Fat Nino, we had Nino from Bay 50, and Nino from Bay 49, and that's how we used to know what we used to talk about. There was so many Uncle Ninos. You know, everybody in the family has Michaels,
Yeah.
Paulies, Maries. There's like 12 Maries in my family. Forget it, you know.
Unbelievable.
So what's up? Late night with Johnny P.
How you been? How long?
Wow.
How long have we been trying to get you on the show?
About a year and a half.
Yeah, you know what? I remember. It's Bikers for Babies.
Bikers for Babies, the March of Dimes.
Yeah.
Yep. Running all over Staten Island.
Oh, forget about it. Now listen, Joe, you've been in the business a long time.
Uh-huh.
When did this all start for you?
Well, when I was originally going into electromechanical.
Joe, I'm sorry to
What?
interrupt you. They wanted you to fix your mic.
Who said that? This guy?
Yeah.
You know, you were annoying me when I got here. You know?
There you
I'm
go.
going to take care of you before we leave.
We'll
bud.
put him in the, we'll put him in the
Now
oven.
we hear you.
All right. When I first started, I came out of high school, and I went to College of Staten Island, to become an electromechanical engineer, which I stayed there about 2 years, wasted 2 years of my life. And I always loved music. I loved singing music. I was 4 years old. I started singing in front of people, cousins' weddings. 10 years old, I was singing, doing school plays and this and that. And I went to broadcast school. I left college, went to broadcast school. While I was at broadcast school, my 5th grade music teacher found out I was in school trying to become in radio. And she knew somebody in Minnesota that owned a radio station. So I says, I'll take a ride. You know, I got out, got my degree. I hopped on a plane. The town was Hibbing, Minnesota. Now, if you know a little rock and roll history, Bob Dylan was born in Hibbing, Minnesota. Hibbing, Minnesota is 60 miles south of Canada. In the winter, it gets 40 below zero. Once it starts snowing in October, it doesn't melt till April.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So the snow just keeps piling up. I was there about 6 months. I got to get out of here. Came back, got a job in South Jersey. South Jersey, got a job in Vegas working for Paul Anka at his club.
That must have been fun, right?
That was pretty fun, but it was crazy. You know, getting up at 9 o'clock at night, going to bed at 6 every day. It was a crazy life, Vegas. Came back, got a job in Elizabeth, New Jersey. Worked there for a little bit. Got a call from a little radio station called 92 KTU, Disco 92
That's
back
right.
in
That's where it started.
1979. Was there for about 9 years. And then that whole disco sucks thing came about.
Remember that?
Couldn't get a job for a couple of years. Started doing this and that and dallying around and other things. Came back in 1996 for 103.5 KTU. Okay. Worked there for about, I think it was 8-9 years. Left there, went to WNEW 102.7. Was there for 2 years. Left there 2 years, and I've been at CBS FM since 2007, and we're the #2 radio station in New York City.
That's great.
Fantastic.
Yeah. You know what?
I did my whole life in 45 seconds. That was pretty amazing.
But that's great.
You know? Yeah.
It's amazing, but with CBS 101 FM, one of my fondest memories of me and my father going to work, listening to 101 FM when it was the doo-wops. And that's what I like, the doo-wops from my father. But
yeah, I love the doo-wops, but, you know, the music changed.
Yes. And then once
changed.
they lost that, all his friends and that whole generation was so annoyed and they were pissed off that they lost it.
Right.
Now that you're playing, and you play a lot of great music that I grew up with, but then when you hear him say, well, it's your favorite oldies, I'm like, that's my father's station.
Yeah.
The oldies, you know.
I mean, you have to realize, if you were listening to John Travolta, Saturday Night Fever, that was 35 years ago.
It's amazing.
Speaking of, you have that huge event coming
We have
up.
We have a big event.
Yes, talk about that. I want to hear about this.
June 23rd, which this will be on by then, I think, right?
Yes.
Okay, June 23rd at the Taj Mahal in Atlantic City. It's we're celebrating the 35th anniversary of Saturday Night Fever. We have the original dance floor from 2001 Odyssey.
That's beautiful.
That John
I just
Travolta
got the
danced
chills.
on. And that's going to be put together on display, and you could dance on it while you're at Disco Ball. I'll be hosting the show with Wendy Williams.
Great.
You know who she is.
Yeah.
We're going to have we have a band called the Australian Bee Gees.
Oh, really?
And they look exactly like the Bee Gees.
And they sound
They
just like...
sound, if not the same, better.
It's amazing.
Than the original Bee Gees. They're going to be there. And we have about 15 acts that are going to be a lot of TV personalities from the 70s. Donna Pescal from Saturday Night Fever is going to be there. The one who played Stephanie Mangano. John Travolta's dancer, she's going to be there. Melba Moore, Corey Day.
That's great.
It's going to be a great time. It's
Let
going
me
to
ask
be
you
a
a
great,
question.
great time. Don't ask me for tickets because that you're not going to get.
That's,
all right?
that's mandatory.
Okay, all right. Because I shut my phone off. For
Now listen.
Is John Travolta going to be there?
Okay. Well, I can't say anything.
I would love to be John. Where do they keep this thing? I mean, is it in like a museum? Is it on display somewhere?
What, the floor?
The dance floor.
The floor was bought by a friend of mine who is the producer of the show, and he bought it when they dismantled 2001 Odyssey. And he says he bought it from the club, and the club, as a matter of fact, was recently used last month on an episode of Glee.
Wow.
Glee did an episode of Disco and Saturday Night Fever, and they had the floor flown into California and used it on the set.
Wow.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Now listen, you do a lot of charity events. You got this big event coming up with Casey and the Sunshine Band and a bunch of other stuff. Why don't you talk what you have happening?
Park, right?
You got so much stuff,
Yeah,
Joe. I can't keep up
I
with
just
it.
did a thing with Snug Harbor. If you ever out there, you should really check this out. It's going to be going on until December 20th, and it's called Island Sounds. And it's a mashup of 500 years. I mean, it goes back to the Indians.
That's crazy.
That landed here on Staten Island. And it's every person that was born on Staten Island, lived on Staten Island, performed on Staten Island in music. And they have a great, great display of stuff from Bobby Darin and Johnny Maestro and Vito Picone and Journey, a couple of things from Bruce Springsteen, Lady Gaga, Christina Aguilera. I'm in there. I'm at a museum now. That's how old I'm getting.
That's
Imagine.
great.
But it's a really great thing. It's going on to December 20th in Snug Harbor, so you should check it out.
What about like real popular local bands? Do they have any of their stuff in there? Or no?
Oh,
Is it
yeah.
just people that made it?
No. Wu-Tang Clan is in there,
Okay.
and
They made
a lot of the
pretty big
hip-hop guys, because they're from, the North
Yeah.
Shore, and there's a lot of hip-hop artists in this exhibit as well. It's a pretty cool thing. And the other things, I do a lot of stuff on the island with the March of Dimes.
Yeah.
Special charities we do, and I like to get out there and help people if I
Oh,
can.
listen, that's that's the whole name of the game.
Yeah, I really do, because I've been blessed. My kids are healthy. My kids are fine. They do well. They do well in school. And if I can do that for other people, why not?
No, listen, it's all about helping people help you or helping other people. Now, I got this great question I really want to hear. You shared the stage with a lot of celebrities, lots of people. I got here Michael Jackson, Lionel Richie, Frankie Valli. Who else? You Elvis or no?
Well, I opened up for Frankie Valli. I brought Frankie Valli on stage at Westbury.
That's great.
And I'm a huge Frankie Valli
me
fan.
too.
Love Frankie Valli. Love the Four Seasons. That was a great, great time
big
meeting
time.
him and being with him. The Michael Jackson, I was at Madison Square Garden when I was with KTU.
What year?
It was, I think it was in the late 90s it was. And we were waiting for him to come on. He was late and this and that, and we're stretching it. We're bringing this act on and that act on. And he pulled behind stage. I don't know if you've ever been behind stage at Madison Square Garden.
Once for a Kiss concert.
Okay, they drive equipment behind the stage.
Really?
So they drove his car behind the stage. He got out of his car and walked through the curtain in front of everybody.
That's great.
That was pretty cool. Donna Summer at Madison Square Garden. We were with her, and what happened with Donna Summer
shame.
last week. She passed away, and so much of her music was a part of my life, and I had to make it special. And so many people called in, wrote in, emailed in. They thought it was one of the best things on radio they've heard in a long time.
Yeah, Donna Summer will be well missed, right?
Yeah. Yep.
But I have fun. When I'm on the radio, I have fun. People go on the radio and they're very they focus, that they don't want anybody in the room.
Yeah.
I don't care. I want everybody in the studio.
Yeah, that's what
Is that a mouse on the floor? No,
Where
I'm
is it?
kidding.
They're back there.
I love as many people as I can in the studio with me. I turn into a whole different person.
I think the more people in the audience, for me, I'm better. when there's like 2, 3 people there, it's just like, you know, you feel
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
because you feed off them. You know, you
the
feed off,
energy.
like the girl with the camera here who's sleeping over there. Look at her. Will you wake up? Get a cup of coffee for this woman, will you? I'm only kidding.
Now, did you ever get to
She
meet
must have
Elvis?
been a knockout before electricity, that one there. Look at her. I'm just kidding. It's a joke. Hit the bell. Go. All right.
Like that.
that's it.
I got to try. That's a new one.
Yeah, it's a new one.
Elvis Presley, did you ever meet him or no?
No.
I loved Elvis.
He was before my time. Elvis was before my time. But I did go to, my friend John, who's here from Soriano's, I did go to the Elvis tribute they did at Radio City.
With him on the screen?
Yeah,
was
it was
good?
great. It was great. I emceed the show.
Wow.
I welcomed the Jordanaires out and everything. And it was, and ever since then, now I'm like really into Elvis.
I
in a
heard it
big
was
way.
like almost like real life, pretty much.
Yeah,
right?
it was like after a while, you thought Elvis was right on stage with them because all his original band members and his singers were on stage. It was a great time. I was just with Oprah Winfrey 3 weeks ago.
Get out of here.
Yep, she has this. She did a live broadcast of her life class show, which is on the Oprah own channel, and she did it at Radio City, and we had winners come in, and I met Oprah, and it was like meeting royalty.
That life
you know?
class is supposed to be amazing.
It was.
Yeah.
Tony Robbins was there. You know, the guy with the big head. He's got a head. His head is huge. It's unbelievable. I felt petite next to him. It was unbelievable, you know?
See, when Oprah, she had, when she was signing unsigned shows, when she first came out with the channel, someone gave us the pamphlets and the registration forms. They were as thick as this. It was like filling out to be a cop. She wanted to know everything and everything.
Right.
How many times you were arrested, school, the whole thing. I mean, we applied, you know, to try to get picked up, but thousands and thousands of people, you know, submitted.
She's a smart lady.
But
She knows what she's doing.
Billionaire.
She knows what she's doing.
And she loves John Travolta.
She does.
Yeah.
And no, I'm not going to go that way. I
They
was
go to
going to
the-
go
they don't
somewhere,
go to
but
the
I'm
same
not.
massage
I'm gonna be
parlor,
nice.
do they?
I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be
No.
nice.
No,
I
we
think
can't.
that's a lot of malarkey.
I think it's all baloney, too.
I
I
think it
really
is, too.
hope it is.
I mean, this guy danced on the floor of 2001
Right.
Odyssey.
Yeah.
He's a god, you know? I mean,
That's
yeah,
right.
think
I
it's a
still
bunch.
have my John Travolta albums, by the way. Yep. Albums. I'm dating myself.
too.
Albums are the best.
Albums are the best. You know, kids that were born in the early 80s have never seen a record.
No.
If you were born in 1982, you've never seen a record.
I have my Donna Summer
When you
also.
show them cassettes, they're like, what's this? I
Yeah,
go,
what's
listen.
that?
I go, listen to this. And they go, wow, that sounds good.
8 tracks.
But
they said 8 tracks.
records are coming back. They're bringing them back now. They're bringing albums back. They just released. It was announced 2 days ago. Michael Jackson's 25th anniversary of the Bad album.
Oh, wow.
And they're releasing it with a DVD on it and a movie and a concert on the album. It's going to be pretty cool. It's cool. So don't throw away your records.
Now, listen, Joe, before we go, is there anything?
Is there anything in that cup?
Yeah, there's a little bit of vodka.
Oh, okay.
You want some? I got some over here.
Is that what it is?
Everything's
That's
fake here.
why
You
I
got
don't have a
candles that
cup.
don't light.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Listen, we got no budget here. This
Okay.
is the Late Night with Johnny P. low budget show.
I like this guy. I never met him, but he's a nice guy, you know?
See this.
What am I, funny?
Smell that.
Let me see.
Is it really vodka?
No,
I'm
it's
just- listen, I
not.
would get thrown
Tea,
out
right?
of here.
You can't, you
I don't
can't,
drink
yeah.
on the air. I'd be like Dean Martin.
Yeah.
I'd be falling asleep after I drink a lot like this. I'm not rowdy. I'm just a, you know.
What is next?
Yes,
for
what's
Mr.
next for
Causi?
Joe?
Well,
What's-
of course, we got our disco ball show coming up
Right.
June 23rd. That's going to be awesome. In July, we do a show out in Long Island for all our Long Island people at Eisenhower Park, which is right off, what is that, Wantor Express right there?
in the
And we're
train.
having Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Beautiful.
We had him there 2 years ago. We had close to 14,000 people there.
Wow.
And every time he comes out to Long Island, it's pandemonium. And it's a free concert. You just come, you bring your long chair,
Yep.
and you sit down, and people have a blast. They get there like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. They're there all day into midnight.
Yeah.
And it's a great time. You
That's
come
the
with
way to
families.
do it.
Yeah.
You go picnic all day.
Yeah. Well, you know how they are on Long Island. They're all farmers. You can tell her.
What?
Come on.
Do I look like a farmer?
She has a fork in the car.
I had to go to Long Island yesterday. Maybe it's me.
Didn't you hear the goat in the back? That was hers.
Unbelievable. Where do you live in Long Island?
Long Beach.
Oh, excuse me, Long Beach. Long Beach is nice. You're right by
It's
Oceanside,
beautiful.
right? You're right over
Yeah.
there? Yeah, okay. Yeah,
That's 2 towns over.
yeah I
Yeah.
got drunk there a couple of times.
In
back
Long
the-
Beach or
yeah,
Oceanside?
all over the place.
Long
That's
Beach,
it.
Island Park,
Yeah.
Oceanside.
Yep.
Now, Joe, is there anywhere anyone can get in touch with you at your website, Facebook?
I've got 3 Facebooks going right now because they keep filling up. And
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
But I talk to everybody on Facebook. You know, that's a great tool. It's a great tool.
Yeah.
I wish I was one that invented that thing.
Right?
I mean,
Awesome
you know.
networking.
Those guys are
But
loaded.
Facebook is great. I have my Twitter thing going, Brooklyn Zone JC.
Do you like Twitter?
I love Twitter.
Do you? I got
Yeah.
it. I really don't know how to use it too much. But
It's not
everyone
that
It's
says
the
hard.
best thing. It's the best thing. I got a tweet yesterday from Fran Drescher. Yeah, it was cool.
that's her.
No, it was the
Fran
real Fran
Drescher.
Drescher. I mean, yeah, but I'm always on Twitter. I'm always getting tweets from Renee and Big Ange
That's
and
great.
Carla from the Mob Boys. They're always like, you know, and they're a bunch of nice ladies.
I would love to
Sweet.
come down to the studio one day and then just bust some
You
chops
wanna?
with you. Anytime you want,
You
I'm
could
there.
come down.
I'm
course.
coming. It's right
You
around
could
the
come
corner.
too.
Exactly.
You could come too.
We'll bust chops.
Yeah, we have a great time on the show. We have a good time, especially on a Saturday night. We do a lot of 70s
Yeah, I heard the
stuff.
Renee over the weekend. When was she on?
Renee was on for my birthday party.
Okay, that's when I heard
Yeah,
her.
she came on and she brought me a chocolate champagne bottle.
Wow.
Full of champagne, made out of chocolate. It was great. And we had it all catered. Soriano's was there. It was a great time. It was a good time.
Well, Joe, thank you so much for coming.
Anytime.
Everybody, Joe Causi, Brooklyn Zone.
The Late Night with Johnny P show, and is it Lilo?
Yes,
That's
sir.
not your real name.
It is.
That's not your real name.
It is.
Don't. That's not your real name. I know that's not your real name. It really is?
It really is.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
It can't be.
Lilo on the go.
Really? I like that. It's
Thank
pretty
you.
cool.
Thank
Do I leave? Do I stay? What do we do?
Yeah, have a seat.
Okay. All right.